Hi guys, welcome to another video where I'll be reviewing the Bosman P2 mini PC that I'm pairing up with the LG dual-up monitor for what I believe is the most affordable and versatile setup, productivity setup that you can get at home. So I'll link the video to the LG monitor review, as I've been using both of these for about 5 months now. So this will be a specs video and also a review video. The place to start is, what is a mini PC? And it's basically a desktop PC crammed into this small form factor. For example, the dimensions on this are 13 centimeters by 13 centimeters by 5 centimeters. But the specs on this are mind-blowing. So this comes in with a 12th Gen i7 12700H with 14 cores, 20 threads, and 2.3 gigahertz clock speed. It also has 32 GB RAM and 512 GB SSD internal storage. Size is the main reason you get a mini PC. So for example, in my case, I wanted something that would take the least amount of space on my desktop, but also giving me the maximum performance. This fits in seamlessly with the desktop shelf that I have. It just slots right in and stays away and tucked in. Especially since I have a very small desk, it's important that I maximize on like vertical area. So this just solves all my problems. The mini PC comes with a variety of ports. In the front, you have 2 USB-A ports and 1 USB-C port. In the back, you have 2 USB-A ports, you have 2 LAN ports, you have 1 HDMI port and 1 DP port. The only bummer that I have with the mini PC is the fact that it has 1 USB-C port. In this day and age, most of the peripherals use USB-C. It would have been really good to have like 2 or 3 of those. But also, as I'm pairing this up with the LG dual-up monitor, the LG dual-up monitor has a KVM switch, and it allows me to move some of those peripherals onto the onto the monitor. So for example, if I was using the monitor with this PC, but also a laptop attached to that, it would allow me to use the keyboard, the microphone directly from the monitor, and so I wouldn't need the extra USB-C port. But also it's just good to have USB-C ports, man. So let's look into the specs of the PC. Now I'll pull up Task Manager just so that you can go through this together. Now you can see the CPU, as mentioned before. Again, all these elements are elements we've gone through, but for this is just to go into more detail, just to be able to understand what the PC offers. You can see the CPU is a 12th Gen Intel i7 1200H with 2.3 gigahertz, 14 cores, 20 logical processors or threads, and this is pretty good for multitasking. If you're doing many tasks like I do, like I have many tabs open, I have CapCut for video editing, and I do some web development, that's WordPress, or app development using Flutterflow and coding, then this is perfect. However, if you want to do more gaming or intensive or core speed intensive tasks, then I would suggest you get like a Ryzen 7 6800, which is also a good CPU, and that has 3.2 gigahertz. Or if you're doing video editing, you'd probably get something like an M4 Mac Mini. After that, we'll go into memory. As mentioned, this is a 32 GB RAM, and the disk is a 512 GB SSD. And for the GPU, this is an Intel Iris Xe graphics, which again is good for programming tasks, so web development, coding, and simple graphic user interfaces. However, if you're doing 3D and video editing, then I would suggest that you get something like the Mac Mini. Another important thing you need to check out when you're getting these PCs is the software, and specifically 2 things. 1, bloatware, and number 2, if the Windows OS that they've installed for you is actually activated. So let's get into that. For software, you'll just search for apps and go to default apps. Let me put that on the screen. Now you can see already here the apps that you have installed are just regular apps. Most of them you'll see are apps from the Microsoft Store. I mean from Microsoft themselves. There's some that I've already installed as I've been using this PC for 4 to 5 months. So you see VLC, WhatsApp, but the rest are just Windows, Microsoft based apps, which means this didn't come with any bloatware, and that is good. And another thing we wanted to check is Windows activation. So activation, and you can see this comes with in Windows 11 Pro, and it is active. This Windows is activated with a digital license, so that's pretty good for the price point that I got this PC for. The cost of this Bosman P2 mini PC was $383. That's before shipping, because I'm in Kenya. Use Cool Stuff Shipping. Shameless plug. So I'll leave the description down here to Cool Stuff Shipping in case you need anything shipped in from Dubai, China, UK, or US. Hit us up. Anyway, this shipping this in cost about $18, bringing the total cost for this to 401 USD, which is about, I'll leave the total amount in Kenya shillings here, depending on the day's currency. Which leads us to use cases. In my particular use case, I do a little bit of everything. I do a little bit of video editing, a little bit of coding, programming, web development, a lot of tabs open. I literally have, I think, 50 tabs per browser, 2 browsers open. And so for my use case, I really wanted a PC that could multitask. Multitasking was more important for me than single process processing. Yeah. So that's why I got the 12700H, because it has 14 cores, it has 20 threads, and that's just perfect for multitasking. In general, mini PCs can be used for if you want to have a media server in the house, coding, programming, web development, your regular home tasks, that is watching videos, YouTube, media consumption. And so if you have a static desk in your home, then you might consider having this over a regular or a big desktop, just because it would perform the same, if not better, and take literally a tenth of the space that a regular desktop would take. As for the pros and cons, the pros of the mini PC, as I said, the main thing about a mini PC is the size and the fact that it takes a lesser footprint on my small desk. That just saves me a lot. That is just a winner. And the performance it gives me, this specific mini PC, with the specs it has, the performance it gives me for that little footprint, it's unbeatable. Nothing can beat that combination. And now pairing that up with the LG dual monitor, as I said, the CPU that I got was specifically for multitasking. Pairing that up with a productivity monitor, the two are a match in heaven. As for the cons, then fan speed. For some weird reason, this specific mini PC, the Bosman P2 mini PC, has the fan noise is a lot, and I think that is because, again, of the form factor and the heating up that it does. So yeah, it's quite noisy. As for my verdict, whether you should consider, avoid, shortlist, or buy the mini PC, my verdict, my recommendation is you should go out and buy a mini PC, especially if you're looking to save space on your desk, and you want something with a small form factor that will give you the same performance as either your laptop or even a big desktop. Then I suggest that you go and buy. I mean, this is a heavy gamer. If you do professional video and photo editing, or you want something for AI and machine learning, then I suggest that you get something with a more dedicated GPU that will give you a better performance in those use cases. That's it for this video, so stick around. As I said, I'll link the video to the LG monitor, 5-month monitor review, in the description below, so make sure you watch that, and see you on the next one.